What's up, guys? So I just got back from a regional playing Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace, one of my favorite decks, probably just of all time. The deck's it's really fun and it's really powerful. Turbulence set 4 is literally one of the craziest, scariest things that any card in Yu-Gi-Oh does. Are you telling me one card sets 4 cards, which turn into like freaking 5 more? Like, it's insane. Not to mention the deck can play the new Azamina stuff and all that. And if you wanted to, you could play the Fiendsmith stuff. I didn't today. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, I ended up getting top 16, but it wasn't a real top 16. I went X2. You know, everybody from 7th through 16th or through 15th went X2. It was only a true top 8 for prizing. But you know, I just happened to have like the worst tiebreaker. I ended up losing like round 1, of course, to Tempai. Shifter is a heck of a card. Gosh, I wish that card was banned. But I can't really make no complaints. That game might have been winnable, but you know, sometimes Tempai just has it all. And they did. And then round 3, Tempai kind of had it all. But it was just like a grind game where I think it took like 3 or 4 turns. I couldn't draw engine. He couldn't draw engine. He finally draws engine. I have Ash Blossom. I'm like, well, I guess I probably win here. He Solemn Strikes my Ash Blossom. So, yeah. Hey, you know, sometimes you just got it, and he was him that day. So, or today. But anyways, I want to get right into the deck profile for y'all. This deck's really fun. But please unban. Please bring Airlifter back to 3. Konami. I mean, it's been a while. Bring it back to 3. I know they don't like to unban stuff that quick, but do you see what else y'all have printed? And you're worried about Airlifter? Search one Rescue Ace spell? What? That's ban worthy, bro? Yeah, I know it's a 1-card Turbulence. I don't care. But you think that's crazy? Have you seen the Fiendsmith stuff? Dude, okay. Anyways, let's get right into the deck profile, guys. Alright, guys, let's go right into the deck profile. We'll go into the main deck first. Now, this is going to be a little longer deck profile, and I'm sorry if some people don't like that. But I do want to explain the cards a little bit more. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'm going to go over some of them that you may not know. So, we're going to go 1 Turbulence. Of course, this is the heart and soul of the deck. Like, if this resolves, you typically win. Airlifter. This is a great card. Please, please put this card back at 3. This is your searcher. This is like your best starter in the deck. Yeah, your best 1-card starter in the deck. This is it. It's not necessarily ideal. You know, you like to have multiple cards, but it's still great. 2 Hydrant. I do want to talk about this. This card's freaking awesome. This is the other heart and soul of the deck. A lot of your cards depend on this card to get their full effects. So, one thing I want to point out is I would probably play 3 going forward because there's a lot of hands where, you know, I really wanted to see this in some certain 2-card combos in different situations. But this card's very accessible in the deck, so don't get that twisted. It's still okay to play at 3. 3 Impulse. This is a God card, like absolute God card. You activate this on your opponent's turn and special summon out this guy, then special summons out another guy, this guy typically. It's so broken, like you don't even understand how broken that is because you start with 2 bodies against most decks. A lot of decks can't get rid of it. Like they can't get rid of the 2 bodies. So they're already in a bad position. Preventer. Dude, this card might have been the one that should have went to 1. This card's broken. So understand, it's a Book of Moon. When it leaves the field, you can special summon one of these banished, any of your banished Rescue Ace monsters. So there's so many cool plays where you can pitch this off Witch if you have Preventer in hand, banish Preventer, special summon back out Rescue Ace, Turbulence, because this one great thing about it is this. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banner's Rescue Ace monsters, except a level 8 monster. And guess what? Turbulence is level 9. So it works. It shouldn't, probably. It's probably too broken. Emergency. This card's great. The issue with this card is it's not really a 1-card starter. It's like a 1.5 card starter. So you have to have another name. That's why I'm probably going to bump this up. I still don't know for sure, but I might. We'll see. And your one-ofs. Alert. Extinct. The reason you play the deck. So let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Rescue. And then contain. So these are the reasons that you play the deck. Like these 4 traps. Well, let me put it right here. These 4 traps are absolutely broken. Well, 2 traps, 2 spells. They're all just broken. I mean, they're just absolutely insanely broken. So that's it for the Rescue Ace engine. 17 cards. I'm probably going to bump it up to 18 because I'm going to talk about some of the changes I would make to the deck that probably would have won me a lot of games today. I know you shouldn't build a deck based around one event's results, but just in some of those matchups, especially with Tempai, if I would have had these different cards that I'm going to talk about, I probably would have won those games. So for our Azamina package, plus this is a bridge to our Snake Eyes, to our Rescue Ace. We're going to do 2 Witch. I should have did 3, but I couldn't find one. So yeah, 3 wanted. And I had a lot of redundant hands when I was playing 3, so I might stick with 2. You really need 2 though. Because there's a lot of plays where you need to search with this, and I don't know. 3 Deception. This card, oh my gosh, I didn't understand it at the beginning. I didn't understand how good it was, this engine, when I first started playing it. And then I realized, oh, this engine is broken. And for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, or I guess you could say 10, it's worth it because it's your whole engine plus an Omni Negate if uninterrupted. So it's just a no-brainer. This is like literally so good. Let me see if I can turn this down some. Let me turn this light down a little bit. Anyways, okay. Non-engine. And then, non-engine. Let's go into the non-engine. Okay. So, 3 Dominus Impulse. I want to talk about this card. Listen, this card is awesome. This is the best hand trap in the game right now. It is literally the best hand trap in the game. I'm not denying it. However, it really limits your deck building. There were so many games where if I didn't play this and I played Fiendsmith, I think I would have won at least one of them. Because, again, there's a lot of times where you start with 2 bodies on the field, but maybe you don't have access to your Rescue Ace engine. Maybe they Ash, the Airlifter, blah, blah, blah. You can go into Fiendsmith, bait out a lot of interaction before you try to use the Witch, and then get into your Rescue Ace engine. There's just so many situations. Even going first, like certain situations where you could put up Desiree on top of your board instead of like an IP, because right now you typically end on like an IP or something like that. So yeah, there was just so many situations where that would have just been so much better. So I'm cutting this card. I'm cutting it. I don't. It is so great. Like if you're playing Tempai and you don't care about it, play this card. Because you only play like a couple lights, like 1 light in the extra deck, 2 lights, whatever. 3 Ash. This card puts in work. It did. It put in a lot of work today. You just have to know when to use it, and it's really just Mulch Army protection, to be honest with you. 3 Infinite Impermanence. Card's broken. Probably second best hand trap today. And 3 Droll. So, one of my buddies, he kind of convinced me to play this. Like, he plays it, so I was like, yeah, I should probably play that over anything else. So you're playing 12 hand traps. It's a 41 card deck. And then you're playing 2 one-ofs. So Rhoda and Called I think I drew this plus Airlifter like 3 times. So that was really bad. But the card did come up a lot where I didn't. I mean, it's broken. It's so broken. So yeah, I mean, Airlifter. You have to play this. You have to play this one of. Also, this came in so clutch quite a few times. I think it came up clutch against Branded to banish the Fallen of Albaz. It came up clutch against what was it? Maybe Snake Eyes for the Engraver, and a couple of times. I think I ashed some hand trap. I mean, I think I call it by some hand traps. But yeah, let's go into the extra deck, which the extra deck I did choose to play a pretty unique extra deck, and it came up. So we're gonna go with one of the Ilya Sylvia, the Omni Negate, and then one of the Moodross Arceolago. Dude, 2 cards in your extra deck, so worth it. Literally so good. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Broken, so broken. Literally, this card does everything. This is the bridge to your Rescue Ace engine. So you have to play this. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna get impulsed a lot when you activate Hallowed Azamina. It just happens. But this baits so much interruption too, because if you then, like, they can use like 2 hand traps to stop this sometimes, and it's just crazy. One Relinquished Anima. It's an engine piece. Basically, you have to have it for certain combos. Hita and Dehark, the Dark Charmer. Yeah, I like these. However, I think I'm going to add Fiendsmith back to this deck, because there was just a lot of games where the Fiendsmith would have done me a lot better overall. 1 IP. I would never cut this card because it's just so good. And then 1 SP. Again, never cut that. That's just so good. Nightmare Phoenix. Really good card. Sunlight Wolf. There was a lot of combos today where I didn't really get into this, and I didn't really have to. Like, it does do some stuff. You know, it lets you add back a card to your hand. But there's just a lot of combos where I didn't need it, and I just didn't use it. 2 Princess. I've yet to make 2 Princess in this deck, so I'm going to cut 1 to make room for that, for the Snake Eyes. I mean, the Fiendsmith. 1 Celine, just for making this guy. This guy puts in work. Lots of work. This card's awesome. And then this card, this crap right here. I'm surprised this didn't get banned, to be honest with you. This is so broken. The Raging Phoenix Zelantis OTK. It's crazy. It actually really got lucky it didn't get banned during like peak Snake Eye format. And we're pretty much back there again. It's just so good. Like in a simplified board state, and you just have some extra bodies, like you can almost always get it. So I'm gonna do something I wouldn't normally do. I'm gonna show you my side deck, because this really helped me. 3 Thrust, 1 DDG, 1 Duster, 1 Talent, 1 Reinforce, 2 D Barrier. So this was my Thrust package. My theories behind all these cards were good. So Reinforce is searchable off of Hydrant and Thrust. Off of Turbulence and Thrust. Talents is just pretty good one of. And anyways, you know, if you happen to hard draw the other one that you need, you want something. You don't want your Thrust just to be useless. You don't want to Thrust for like I guess you could Thrust for Dominance or something, but whatever. D Barrier, of course, Tenpai. Unfortunately, it didn't really win me a game against Tenpai. Maybe like 1 game, but not a match. Thrust is just so good right now because key one ofs, you have to play a very diverse extra deck, side deck. DDG for fire mirrors, or not necessarily mirror, but just fire matchups in general, and graveyard-based strategies. It's just too good not to play. And then the true MVPs. I'm sorry. 3 Fuelos, 3 Perulia. Man, these cards, they're just too good. They're way too good. These cards, they probably need to be banned, honestly. Especially this one. And the issue with this one is a lot of people, they've kind of gotten so scared of this one that they won't ash this one, but they forget, like, they summon like 2 or 3 times from hand. Like, if you get 3 cards, like, you're in a really good spot. Of course, this one can give you like 5 or 6 cards against some decks, even more. But these cards definitely won me games. I'm a believer in them now. For a while, I wasn't convinced, but they're so good. Don't think twice about that. Yes, they're so good. If you don't have them, you don't have to have them, but they give you a little bit of an edge, or a lot of an edge. They give you a lot more of an edge than some people would put on. So, anyways, guys, that's it for the deck. I'll let you know what improvements I make to it over the next week or two, and we'll see you on the next one.